Welcome to episode 772 of Apartment Hacker. This is my point at Apartment Hacker. It's my mission to tease out human potential in the multifamily space. So, beginner's mind versus an expert's mind. There is a level of thought that goes on at the expertise level that would ignore or put off potential new information that could inform somebody in a way that would make a better outcome, right? And that's because over long bits of time, ideas imbue in these neural networks in your brain that are very hard to undo, right? You kind of think of it like a little river running through your mind and your head in order to sort of direct that river. You've got to install new belief patterns, you've got to install new habits, etc. So what happens with experts over a long bit of time is that those riverbeds get really deep and they get really entrenched. Whereas if you have a beginner's mind, you don't have those deep trenches imbued in your mind, and you get to look at things afresh with new eyes all the time, and you get to make potentially better decisions, more well-informed decisions. And it's kind of the reason why companies that have been around for a very long bit of time can't pivot into new ways of doing business, because they can't see it with a beginner's mind. They only see it with the expert's mind. And I think it's important, the point to this video today is it's important for you as an individual, very important. If you want to sustain yourself over a long bit of time in business, you have to approach each and every day, each and every scenario with a beginner's mind. You have to be careful to guard against your expert's mind taking over and taking charge or going to your default mechanism. So you can kind of think about that mind like the mind that gets employed when you're driving down the road and you see brake lights in front of you, you see those red lights flash. You don't have to think about what happens with your foot. You just instantly put your foot on the brake, right? That sort of cognitive ability keeps you safe, and it's the same thing in business. When you're sort of thinking through the way that your business is run, you get that sort of knee-jerk or sort of default reaction to each and every problem that presents itself, not understanding or not realizing that the world around you is changing all of the time, and new technologies are being invented, and new systems and processes and disciplines and routines are being introduced into the business space and into the multifamily space specifically that could make your business even more profitable, even more successful than it is today. Guard against the expert's mind. Doesn't mean you shouldn't keep this mind here and ready to make decisions, but keep a piece of your mind open to new ideas and new thought processes. And one way you might do that is that when you walk into a room, you might lead the meeting not by spouting out your expertise, but rather saying, teach me, train me, prime your mind for learning, right? Pretend like I don't know anything about this particular subject, and please just tell me everything you know. And then just listen and don't respond to anything immediately. Take a bunch of notes, listen, process, read it through, dialogue over it before you get to a point where you feel like you can have an opinion about something, or you actually employ something and move forward with it. So beginner's mind versus an expert's mind. Guard against one, keep the other open. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.